In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the Edit Page Toolbar and selection modes in DaVinci Resolve 20. If you're new to Resolve, this is one of the most important areas to understand because it gives you fast control over how you move, trim, cut, and organize clips on your timeline. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly where to find each tool, what it does, and when to use it. If this video helps, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more DaVinci Resolve tutorials. Alright, let's jump in. First, open the Edit page by clicking the third icon from the left at the bottom center of the interface. This takes you into the main editing workspace, where most timeline editing happens. Once you're on the Edit page, take a look just above the timeline and below the viewer windows. That strip of buttons right there is the Edit Page Toolbar. This toolbar gives you quick access to the most commonly used editing modes and timeline controls, so learning it will make your workflow much faster. Let's start with the Selection Mode tool. This is represented by the standard arrow icon, and you can also activate it with the shortcut A. This is the default tool you'll use for moving clips around the timeline and performing basic edits. If you just want to click and drag a clip to a new position, this is the tool you want. It's simple, familiar, and probably the one you'll use most often when arranging your edit. Next is the Trim Edit Mode tool. You can choose it by clicking the trim icon or pressing T on your keyboard. This tool is used for more detailed timeline adjustments, and it changes behavior depending on where you click the clip. For example, you can perform ripple edits, roll edits, slip edits, or slide edits. That means you can refine clip timing without always needing to cut and move things manually. If you want more control over your edit points, this is the mode to use. After that, we have the Blade Edit Mode tool, which uses the shortcut B. This is the tool you use when you want to add cuts to your video or audio clips. With the blade selected, you can click at the playhead position or at the mouse position to split a clip into separate pieces. This is especially useful when you need to remove a section, create a transition point, or break one long clip into smaller segments for editing. Now let's talk about snapping. The snapping tool is represented by a magnet icon, and you can toggle it with the shortcut N. When snapping is enabled, clips tend to stick to each other, as well as to the playhead and other important timeline points. This is extremely helpful for clean, precise edits because it makes it easier to line things up without tiny gaps. If you ever need more freeform movement, you can turn snapping off temporarily. Another very useful control is linked selection. You'll find the linked icon in the toolbar, and the shortcut is Ctrl plus Shift plus L. When linked selection is turned on, video and audio tracks move together, which is great if you want to keep everything in sync. If you turn it off, you can move audio and video independently. That can be useful in more advanced workflows, especially when you need to separate a clip for dialogue cleanup, music timing, or custom adjustments. Next, look for the Position Lock icon. This is an important safety feature because it prevents clips from being moved or deleted while you're working. If you're editing a complex timeline and don't want to accidentally shift anything, Position Lock can save you from a lot of mistakes. It helps protect your layout so you can focus on other tasks without worrying about accidentally dragging something out of place. You'll also notice the flag and marker icons in the toolbar. These are great for organization. Flags and markers let you add color-coded reference points to specific clips or timeline locations. You can use them to mark sections that need review, remind yourself where to add effects, or highlight important moments in the edit. If you work on longer projects, markers and flags can make your timeline much easier to navigate. Finally, at the far left of the toolbar, you'll find the Timeline View Options icon. This is where you can customize your timeline display. From here, you can adjust things like track height and waveform visibility. If your timeline feels too cramped, you can make tracks larger for easier viewing. If you need to see audio more clearly, you can turn on waveform visibility. These small adjustments can make a big difference in your editing comfort and speed. So, to recap, the Edit Page Toolbar in DaVinci Resolve 20 gives you quick access to selection, trimming, cutting, snapping, linking, locking, markers, flags, and timeline display options. Once you get used to these tools, your editing workflow becomes much smoother and more efficient. Instead of constantly searching through menus, you can work directly from the toolbar and keep your focus on the creative side of editing. If this tutorial helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more DaVinci Resolve tips and step-by-step guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.